YouTube community, Wyatt Funderburk fans, random people on the internet, my name is Giggens, and we're here today to take a look at Wyatt's brand new EP, Fleeting and Finite. To say that I was stoked about this EP's release would be an understatement. Wyatt is one of the most incredible musicians I know. He can play, sing, produce, he's a jack of all trades. You guys might know Wyatt from his group Sail On. You also might know him as the guy from the Kurt Baker band who produces Kurt. Or maybe you know him from his solo stuff. Maybe you don't know Wyatt at all, and if this is your introduction, you're in for a treat. Fleeting and Finite is his new EP, and I've been playing it non-stop since it came out about a month ago, just shy of a month ago. I find it constantly inventive and refreshing, and so full of heart, nostalgia, and hope, and confidence and vulnerability. It's an absolute range of emotions that sometimes can be with us for a long time, or in fact, fleeting. The range of vibes on this album is so delicious on the ears because you go anywhere from like cute, quaint little acoustic tracks to full-blown synth rock jammers, and everything feels so cohesive. There isn't 1 second of this entire EP that feels out of place. The whole thing feels like a complete thought. So let's just start. November is the opening track on this thing. Very homey acoustic guitars open this thing in, and then Wyatt starts to do his whisper vocal, basically explaining the magics of fall and the comfort of that time of year. He paints the most comfy picture of fall. You know, you imagine the golden lights, the leaves changing, things are slowing down a little bit, the temperature's starting to drop. You're a little bit more reflective. You're not as like fun and partying as you would be during the summer where it's light out till late, things are getting darker earlier. You're a little bit more in yourself. I mean, fall is an incredibly inviting time of year for a lot of people because of that. Like, you finally get to catch a break and just stay in if you want. Or go take a walk for yourself and look at the amazing colors and just experience how cool this world is. This track perfectly blends wisdom and heart to display the satisfying calm of the season. It's warm, it's quaint, but most of all, it's a beautiful introduction to this album. Track 2, You'll Know, opens up with these beautiful, bright acoustic guitars. And they are playing as if they just discovered happiness. There's a euphoric atmosphere to the production on these acoustics that sounds like if sunshine was an instrument. As Wyatt's vocals fill the room and you're left to listen to his storytelling, it's a tale as old as time. You know, you think you know what love is. You try to understand love, and maybe you're with somebody and you think it's working, but you question it all the time. Except for that one time where you meet someone and you don't question a damn thing. That's when you know. That feeling when it rushes over you and you've spent months talking to this person and you think, whoa, I haven't felt bad about myself. I haven't questioned anything. I don't feel like I'm doing the wrong thing. Like, everything about what's happening is supposed to happen. That line in the song, when you fall in love, you'll know. The steady but playful drum beat on this thing propels this song to this really propulsive kind of ride. The glimmering synths on this thing add a nostalgic but comforting character. And the vocal interplay, I guess you can call it the bridge, is so reminiscent of mid-period, mid-60s Beach Boys. The thought I lost it now, like ending with the word now, you got me, man. You hooked me on that one. The searching chords, the synthy swells, it's a masterclass in heartfelt pop hooks. It's truly a beautiful song and one of my favorites he's ever done. Transit of Venus is a very curious song. I really enjoy this one. This one is probably the most like full-on synth rock jammer you're going to get on this record. I feel like you've kind of built up to this point and you kind of slow down a little bit as the record ends. You hit the peak and you slow down a little bit. I had to look up what a transit of Venus even was. I didn't know what the heck that was. But apparently it's when Venus passes between, it's a pretty rare phenomenon. Venus goes between the sun and the earth. Pretty rare. And so because you're incorporating sound collages of people talking about the weather, talking about the phenomenon of the transit of Venus and interviewing people who were seeing this, I almost feel like these were used to aid the storytelling because it sounds like the story of two people meeting, it's really working out. How rare is that? Anna comes up next, and I love this track. I love the kind of pleading vocal here, the vulnerability, the searching for peace. It's a really great song. The vocal melody falls so seamlessly into this really carefully laid out instrumentation. And there are like so many chords in this song. It's one of those things you hear and you're like, oh, I think there's like 18 chords in this song. It's crazy. The construction of this song is at times incredibly inventive and at times incredibly refreshing. It's heartfelt, it's pained, but it's really soothing on the ears. It's an amazing little song. Between Birthdays comes up next, and this one for me is also another favorite. I think they're all favorites at this point on this little EP. I love the clarity of the acoustic guitars on this one and the dryness in Wyatt's vocals. The production in this one, I would say the production on each song on this little EP is just different enough from the other one so you get that roller coaster of emotions and feels as you go along. I also feel like the dryness in his vocal complements the textures that are delivered from those spacey synths. The buildups are confident and euphoric, and he says the name of the EP. Pretty cool. A beautiful little tale with a reassuring landing. Olivia ends off this EP, and this is a great little acoustic ballad bookended by sound collages, a slice of life, if you will. Olivia, whoever this might be, has brought a sense of peace, comfort, and security never known to the protagonist, and it simply tells a story about how much they love Olivia. Sometimes that's all you can say. Sometimes that's all that needs to come out, because that answers everything you've ever wanted to express. And then with the sound collages return at the end, we leave the building, and it's snowing in Parkside, which, for careful listeners, if you pick up the Hibiki EP or play that one, the first song is called Parkside, so he sings a little teaser at the end of this song to introduce you to the next EP. Fleeting and Finite is a beautiful expression of life, longing, figuring things out, figuring yourself out, and hoping that there's the correct people in your life to make you the best you that you can be the best you can be on your own, and figure out that balance of needing, wanting, and just discovering the joys that are in life. Things can be hard, but they can also get better. It's incredibly heartfelt and direct, and I think the aspect I find most appealing of it is the soul in Wyatt's vocals. You feel the story. You are experiencing these things firsthand, and I love the sound collages and how they play with these stories and accent what's happening. It's an endlessly creative EP, and it's almost like a concentrated effort because you can see this expanded into a full-length album, but I think it works better as an EP because it's in fact fleeting. You know, he gets the point across in only a handful of songs. You don't have to express them over the course of a full album. It's warm, it's inviting, and I feel like it sounds how the album cover looks. You know, like Wyatt looks super cool, standing there with his shades and his guitar, like that old 50s George Harrison picture. But he's in front of these beautiful, peaceful trees in this field. And it's like, this is the happy place. This album is the happy place. It's understood the assignment of getting through the hard times and finding the people who are supposed to be in your life. You've figured out how to solve some of the hardships, and whenever something else might pop up, you've got the tools to better understand why it's hard. So that's it. I feel like for this little EP, I can go on for an hour talking about this thing, but easily a 9 out of 10. I adore this album. I think it's so, I keep calling it an album. It's an EP, but I keep calling it an album. I adore this thing. I keep coming back to it. I think I've played it probably 50 times at this point. It's one of my favorite releases of the year. Wyatt, great job, man. You nailed it. It's absolute perfection. If you guys have not heard this album, do yourself a favor, put it on. It's going to make your entire day. Put it on while you're going for a drive. You know, do it when the sun's out, maybe like near sunset, and just enjoy the vibes. It's a great little EP. My name is Giggens. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Wyatt Funderburk, Fleeting and Finite. Dig it on all your streaming services. And thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think about the record below in the comments, and I'll see you soon. Bye.